Live. We are live. I want to welcome everybody here. I'm not sure who we have in here right now. It looks like we have Chuck Valenzuela in here, senior. Um, Pepe. I think Pepe messaged in here, so I'm pretty sure he's in here. But if you're in here, feel free to hop on the chat there and say hello. So let us know where you're from. And while you're at it, if you want to send out some invites and invite some friends to the stream, we're going to be taking a look at the new Minelab Equinox 800 here. So let's see if we can get some people into the stream here, and that way people can be informed on this new machine. Anyway, let's see here. We got Rye Patch Ron in here. Howdy, Ron, from the Idaho land of icicles. We got Alan Pfeiffer in here from Oklahoma. Good to see you, Alan. We've got Brian W. from Pennsylvania. Albert Drew. I have good news, my friend. Guess what I got today? You guys, take a look at this. Take a look at this beauty. My friend Albert Drew just sent me this, and I'm excited. It's just cool. I mean, he did this with a laser engraver. It has my logo on there. It's on a tile, and that turned out really nice. I appreciate that. I really do, Albert. Thank you very much. So I'll have to see if I can catch up with you a little bit later. And anyway, who do we got here? We got Iffy Signals in here. How you doing, Iffy Signals? Good to see you. And we got Robert Briggs. Let's see. 907 Outdoor Adventures. Good to see you. Feel free to send out some invites, you guys. Invite some friends along. Seventh Faith. Good to see you. Chuck Newton. Diggin' Daryl. Piedmont Artifacts. Jess Grissom. Who we got here? Looks like that's it for right now. We got 23 people in here so far, and we're going to be taking a look at the Minelab Equinox 900. You know, Iffy, I haven't got a Manicore yet, and as of right now, we don't have any word on the when the arrival of those might be. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that just yet. But anyway, yeah, we're just a few days before Christmas here. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. And for those of you who don't know, this the good-looking guy in this stream is me. That's Larry, and from Sodbusters Metal Detecting. And then that other one, that's Dan over there at Outlaw Metal Detectors. So
I'm just here for eye candy in case any ladies log in, you know.
Uh-huh. All right. So, okay, we got Petey Sand Digger. Good to see you. Dirt Clawed Metal Detecting. All right, you guys. Manticore is a mythical creature, you know, well-named machine.
Yeah, I think Alan's kind of got it right there. Alan's number 2 on the list.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah. And right.
You'll be one of the lucky ones here before too long, hopefully.
Yep. And Diggin' Daryl is number 1 on the list.
Oh, cool. Good deal.
I wish I had the Manicores already, but I talked to my Minelab rep yesterday, Debbie, and they're just not releasing numbers on how many they're sending each time. I wish they would, but they're not. And their reasons for that, I don't really know. And, you know, so I'm sure everybody's making their own speculations and assumptions and everything else, but it is what it is. As soon as they show up, you know, I will stick them in the boxes where they need to go and start sending them out.
You bet. And for those of you who are new here, if you if you have a Facebook account, you can go over to Sodbusters Metal Detecting it's a Facebook group, and I usually put updates first right there, since we're only doing YouTube live streams once a week. Our updates here are a little bit later generally, but I update the Facebook group as we get the information. So that's the first place you're going to hear it there. So feel free to hop on over to Sodbusters Metal Detecting on Facebook and join up there, and keep you informed there as well. And if you need to get a hold of me for any reason, sodbustersmetaldetecting@gmail.com. If you need to get a hold of Dan for any of your metal detecting needs, you get a hold of Dan at outlawmetaldetectors.com. And or you can go to his website, which is outlawmetaldetectors.com. So anyway, we got some people here in the stream, and I won't make you guys wait too much longer here. What do you say we take a look at that 900 a little bit? And if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to put them in the chat, and we'll try to answer whatever we can here.
You want me to just kind of start saying what I've noticed on it so far, Larry?
Sure. If you want to do,
I've got.
You can share a screen if you want, or whatever you want to do there, Dan.
Yeah, I can do that a little bit. So kind of some of the things I wanted to talk about was some of the differences in the hardware. Of course, everybody's going to be, curious about the performance, how it compares to the Equinox 800, and how it compares to the Deus 2 and the Manticore, and so on. I just got these in Saturday. I've got one put together. Haven't had a chance to use it. Everything's been so busy and crazy. I haven't had time to get out with it. Now I'm sure there's already probably 100 or more videos on guys doing comparisons and, their tests and everything else. Just be careful how you watch those. Make sure, that they're comparing, similar settings as close as you can get. So you're getting a true, true picture of how it performs one versus the other. So I'm not going to get into really, does it go deeper? Does it separate better? Because I haven't been able to test it yet. And, I think there's going to be plenty of videos on that. But I've had a few customers ask questions about it, and some other things pop up that I haven't seen answers for yet. So that's kind of what I wanted to go over. Some of the basics, as everyone probably already knows. The coils are compatible. The 6-inch, 15-inch, and the 11-inch, they'll all work. With the Equinox 800 coils will work with the 900. They did update the coil, the standard coil, the 11-inch on the 900. They changed the mounting tabs. They extended them out some, and instead of having a nut and bolt, the nut side, if you want to call it that, is built into the one of those two tabs. It's something similar that they did on the Vanquish, and I'll show some pictures of that here in a second. That'll make more sense.
Hey, Dan, while you're on that subject, have you taken a look at the new 6-inch coil?
It looks the same from what I can tell.
They haven't modified any of the design on that at all?
No. And they mentioned in the video when they released the information about the Equinox 900 and 700, they mentioned that they've updated the 11-inch coil. They didn't say anything about the 6-inch or the 15-inch coil.
Just told a clock.
Gotcha. And it will also work with the Coil-Tech coils, which is awesome. Let me share a screen here real quick.
Hey, Pat, this machine has just come out, but they have modified the coil at least the 11-inch coil for these new machines. So I am guessing that they did make those better. The machine itself is lighter, but anyway, yeah. As far as the years go on the 900, that has been modified, so that should be better, but still compatible with the coils will be compatible with each other now. So with the machines.
Well, Larry, I gotta ask a question here.
Present.
So when I go to share screen, it's not giving me the option to share the screen that I've got the photos brought up.
Okay, you go to present, and then once you hit present, hit share screen.
Yep.
And then let's see here. Click share screen, and then hit Chrome tab.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I don't have it brought up in Chrome, so there is no Chrome tab for me to share. I've got it brought up in a different program. So my mistake, everyone. Sorry, I wasn't didn't go to this point yet. I just had the photos ready, but I didn't know it wouldn't allow it here.
Do you have any way of choosing what you want to share at all?
Just the screen we're on, and then it's got window and it's got Chrome tab. I might be able to do it under window.
Oh, Chrome tab. Click on Chrome tab.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's the pictures I have aren't in Chrome. And so
well, you should be able to share anyway, shouldn't you?
Or no, it's not showing anything. The only Chrome tab I have open is a StreamYard. I think I know a way to make it work. So anyhow, while I'm working on that, I'll just talk about it a little more. So the carbon fiber shaft, everyone probably knows it's all three pieces are carbon fiber shaft. They use the lever locks instead of the old twist cam locks, which is a nice upgrade. Each of the frame tubes, gets smaller as it goes down. Of course, it has to collapse. That's going to make it a little bit nicer for the water hunters. Having that thinner diameter as you go down should give you a little bit less resistance in the water. It's not going to be a ton, but every little bit helps. You look at another picture here. So the coil shaft, the control box. So on the sides of the control box, you have your power button, your Bluetooth button, and so on. Those kind of protruded from the control box before. Now they're recessed, so you're not going to bump one or push it by accident. You're not going to have it in the trunk of your car and it rests on something, turn the power on, and then when you get where you're going, the battery's dead. So they recess those, which is kind of nice. The hand grip, most of you probably know, has been upgraded, so it's less likely for your hand to slip up and have the control panel resting right on the top of your hand, which was a real nuisance for a lot of users. The control panel where it mounts to the frame, that's changed. The bolt pattern looks the same, but the one piece stays permanently attached to the carbon fiber shaft. So if you have one of those folding units where, who is it? Makes some Telenox, I believe, where you can fold your control panel over. They're not physically going to fit. So that's kind of a bummer. So I imagine they'll.
Well, what piece are you referring to that stays fixed to the shaft?
The bottom part.
Okay.
So the top part comes off, just like the old style, but the bottom part stays permanently fixed to the shaft, which is kind of in the way, for any aftermarket accessories. Same thing on the arm cuff. The slide rail for the arm cuff is permanent. You can pull the arm cuff itself off, and it's got that nice ratcheting lock on it, which is really nice. I mean, you can really adjust that. It's got nice fine increments on it, and it locks down tight. Alan mentioned for the coils that the ears are a little thicker. I actually measured them, and yes, they are, and no, they're not. So what I mean by that is one of the ears, from what I measured, was still the same thickness, about 3 millimeters. The other side is thicker because it has that the nut, the threads, they're built in, so that's all one piece. And I'll get these pictures brought up here in a minute if I can pull my head out of where and figure this out. And I think I know how to do that. I just got to open a different program. So let's see if I can do that real quick. Where did I hide those pictures at, Larry?
They're on the south side of the northbound east, but if you head west, they should be right there.
But you can't get there from here, is what I was told.
Exactly.
Okay, it looks like this is going to work. Maybe.
So you guys, and when he does a screen share, if you just hover your mouse over the black box that our photos are at here, there'll be a little box in the bottom right-hand corner of that square. And if you click on that, that'll bring you up to a full screen on your computer. If you're on a laptop or something, I don't know about on the phone what that might do.
All right. Since we're just talking about the coil, let me bring these pictures up first. And if I can get this to work right. I know how I'll do this. I'll just cheat and I'll open them all and then tab through as we need to go.
Yeah, Alan, those Manicore, the mount for the Manicore coil is altogether different. So that's a different type of a system there. That's more of a hub system. I don't know what they call it actually, but I've been referring to it as a hub.
It's giving me fits. You got to be kidding me. It's telling me I don't have permission to open this file. It did that to me earlier on files that I created. So how would I not have permission? Guess I'm gonna have to call tech support, huh? I'm gonna try one other way real quick here.
You know, Robert, I did something a little similar. I took actually a plastic milk jug and I cut spacers from there and cut holes in those spacers and put those in there where those rubber grommets go. And that seemed to tighten things up a little bit. A lot of people were over tightening that Equinox 800, the coil on there, and you can't over tighten those because that will cause a problem. But I did put some spacers in there, and that seemed to help out quite a bit. Let's see here.
All right, here we go, Larry. So
there we go.
If y'all can see that, that's the new coil hardware. Now, did the picture just change?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. This is the old coil hardware. So I'm going to go back and forth here.
Sure.
Whoops, wrong one. Come on, computer. So the new coil hardware, you see it's just missing the nut side. So this is your new bolt, same teardrop washers, and then the nut will be built into the coil, which is right that. I'll get there eventually. There we go. So this is the part here. If you can see, can you see my cursor moving over it?
Yeah.
So that's the part, obviously, that is thickened up and threaded, so the bolt goes through there. And then these are little extensions that aren't on the original coil. So that would be, yeah, I'll get it here. Whoop. So there we go. So you see how this just goes kind of basically just a arched, like a upside down U.
Now, that's the 800 coil?
Yeah, this is sorry, I should have mention that this is the old style coil on the old 600, old 800, and this is the new style. See, it has these extensions. Instead of just coming straight down here, it extends out, and that's going to add a pretty good amount of strength. And then you can see it's kind of almost has like an embossed look here.
Mm-hmm.
That little circle. But I measured there, it seems to be the same thickness. I'm kind of wondering if there's a like a carbon fiber disc or washer or something to add strength there. Maybe that's right there embedded in the plastic.
It almost looks like it's smooth right there, but is that threaded?
No, the opposite side is. This side is threaded. This side is not. It's, it kind of protrudes just a little bit. But I actually put a digital caliper on it, measured it. It's pretty much the same thickness. So not really sure what's going on there. If they, like I said, if they reinforce that internally with a carbon fiber disc or something else, but you could see it if you really look. And this picture shows it pretty good there.
Yeah, I like that they beefed that up there. I wonder if the I don't even know how you would refer to it, but the consistency of the plastic, if they did anything different, or if it's the same consistency as what they had on the old coils.
I don't know. It feels pretty similar, but I mean, there's so many things they can do with plastics in the mix.
Mm-hmm. Well, from what I've seen, the coils were breaking down in the lower section there. The ears were breaking down there at the low end.
I've seen them break anywhere around this. Yeah, anywhere from about here, if you can see my cursor, all the way around.
Yeah, density. That's a good word that I was looking for.
So here's a perfect example: the old style coil versus the new style.
That does look better, and even below the tab looks a little different. Go back to that 800 picture there a minute, Dan.
Yep.
Well, I guess that's about the same.
It's pretty similar down there at the base, but that part right there, I think, is really going to make a difference. It does have a little different look to it too, but you see here, you don't see anything. Doesn't look like there's anything embedded there at all.
But well, I can tell you one thing. Those old stabilizers won't work for this. No, if anybody's using those coil stabilizers, they won't work with that.
Yeah. And I might be just, being a little too optimistic that there's something inside this. It may just be, the mold may just be updated and have that in it. But, it'd be really nice if we knew what's in there. Maybe I should take one and cut it apart to check. What do you think? So that's on that. Let me get to a different picture here. Sorry, we already been through those. Okay, so there's the recessed buttons. Here's your power button over here. Mm-hmm. And you can, they're set in there pretty good. Some guys are probably going to complain, I can't get my finger in there. So, yeah.
Might have to clean that out every now and then. Might get a little dirt or something in there. You have to wash out or whatever, but
possibly. So here's the old Equinox on top and the new one on the bottom. For this is the bottom side of your control panel to frame mount. You can see here's the old aluminum tube. This is a new carbon fiber tube. The upper carbon fiber tube is the same diameter as the old aluminum. Mm-hmm. But when you take this piece off, and I'll show that picture here in a second, there's a part that's permanently fixed to the carbon fiber, where the Equinox here, you just had a hole through your frame with a peg, more or less, picking up off of this. That would, locating pin, I guess you might call it. So it would lock it in and keep it in the right spot. When you take that off, here's the top side of it. And that's
fixed, huh?
yeah, there's no screws, no nothing else. As best that I can tell is it's permanently fixed somehow. I didn't
It
see any.
doesn't slide up and down the shaft anyway.
Nope.
Huh.
I put some pretty good tension on it, see if I could get it to move, and it didn't budge. So I think they have some kind of adhesive, and however they did it, they did a really good job because I couldn't even find, glue residue or anything, even out here in this area that you're never going to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure how or what they're doing there, but it's locked on there. And then the same thing for the adjusting part back on the arm cuff. And I don't think I had a picture of that up there. I think that's all the pictures that I took of that. I had a phone call and got distracted, and but everything else you can see on Minelab's website and the 300 videos that are already out and everything else. So
Yeah.
If anyone wants me to share that again, just let me know, or if they want to see a certain picture or whatever, or any questions.
Yeah. Brian W. was talking about the coils, and he says you have more viable connection looking at the pics. I don't see the braking unless you use the Knox as a crutch. The shape definitely gives more strength, like a engineered bridge. Yeah, that's true. I mean, and a lot of people, I see people do it all the time, man. They are using that detector as a crutch. They use that to get up off the ground and everything else, and it's scary. So that's what your shovel is for. But you need a good shovel. So anyway, yeah. So how's it feel to you, Dan? The feels pretty ergonomically good, and
yeah, you can see a lot of the changes they made are I'm curious if the arm cuff is the exact same parts as the Manicore, because it looked really similar. I wish I had a Manicore so I could do a side by side with that, but I don't at the moment. So somebody had a question here. I thought I'd mention something about. Yeah, Alan says he likes what they did with the Manicore, and I agree with him on where your lower shaft attaches to the coil on the Manicore. They reversed it, so the two tabs sticking up are on your lower shaft, and then your more solid, thick piece is on the coil, which is, when I met with Debbie, I looked at it and she took the words right out of my mouth. Literally, I was about to say, why in the world haven't they all been doing this from day one? It just makes so much more sense. That way, if you do get rough with it or have an accident, you're going to break your lower shaft, which is not that expensive, versus a coil, which is, definitely going to set you back a lot more greenbacks.
yeah.
Let's see.
So with the Robert, I'm guessing you're referring to those rubber spacers in there for the coil. Those rubber spacers, and they're really cheap too. I always keep one or two spare sets of those rubber washers, those spacers that go in with the coil, because they do wear out over time. And if, like, one thing that if you don't put the bolt through the coil and you go to lift up the shaft with the coil on there and the coil falls off, then those washers need to be replaced. It should hold the coil on without the bolt being in it. Otherwise, people start tightening up those things too much and causing issues. So, hello, Team Black Diamond. How you doing? Good to see you. But we're just talking about the 900 here. Dan just got them in stock. Anybody that's looking for any of the new machines right now, the Manticore is still out, so we're waiting on shipment for the Manticore right now. But as far as the Equinox 900, those are in stock right now. So if you're interested in a 900, you can get a hold of Dan at outlawmetaldetectors.com. The 700s and the Manticore are still we're waiting on those right now. So, but
I was
if
told we
you're
should have a good amount of 700s available very soon.
okay,
Didn't get exact dates. I'm kind of, I try to be optimistic and think I'll get an email later tonight from my distributor saying, hey, we got them in, et cetera, et cetera. But I haven't seen that email yet. Still got tomorrow and Friday before the long weekend. And so I'm going to cross my fingers, hope some come in because I've already got one ordered and, well, actually two ordered now. So those will be going out as soon as I have them.
so yeah, I'm liking what they did with these machines. What I see so far. I can't wait to actually get my hands on them, start doing some testing and stuff. So
Yeah,
it'll be fun. But right now here about 2 hours, well, almost all day. It's been 10 degrees here where I'm at. So the ground's a little bit frozen. We've got snow coming down. It was windy all night last night. We got limbs that are snapping off of trees. And it's supposed to be even worse tonight. So we're supposed to be down to like 0 degrees or something like that. So
we've got severe weather headed our way too, and I'm just going to send it right back to you. I don't want it.
Hey, I like to share, and you can't give back a gift.
I put that 900 together earlier and was going over it, and I'm just thinking what tomorrow's weather's doing, and no bueno.
Go out there and metal detect some ice cubes.
Yeah, I tell you. Any other questions on the new 900s? I mean, sorry I didn't go into anything on the performance and the depth and everything else. If it's going to be deeper than the 800, if it does, I'm sure it's very marginal amount. The power that these machines put out, can only be a certain amount regulated by the FCC. So, and then if you put out too much power, you're going to get chances of more bad signals, stray signals, and everything else. So it's always that balance. And it is nice though that we have this new technology and software that reads all those signals and eliminates a lot of what would otherwise be there on more manual machines.
Mm-hmm.
Different.
Dan, do you? I don't recall reading anything about if there was any differences in the new machines for the batteries. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know the specs on the new versus the old. So I don't know if one has a higher milliamp hour rating or not. If you use the backlight and everything on the new one, I think that may drain the batteries just a touch more, like the Manticore, for example. It's not going to have quite as much battery life as an Equinox, but the Manticore is running a color display. So I can't say for sure on the battery life, but it's still compatible, with your like your PowerNox external batteries, or if you just want to slip a battery bank into your pocket, or Velcro one to your detector shaft, to get more battery life, and those will still work just fine because it's the same charging cord.
I wonder how the mounting system is for that now, because they've got that like a ratchet system on the bottom of the shaft for the arm cuff. So I wonder if that's still going to mount the same for that PowerNox.
Well, if I don't have one in stock at the moment, or I'd check it, but where it attaches to the shaft, those shaft diameters are the same. So you may just have it a little more forward of where you normally would. So instead of being at the back, right under your elbow, it might be more forward up under your forearm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one way to do that. And also, what I do, I usually carry one of these with me. So it's called a Patriot Power Cell, and I don't know about using this to charge as you hunt. I don't think it's going to be meant too good for that, but at night, if you're camping out or something like that, you can always plug in. This has 2 USB ports that you can plug in a cell phone and your detector to charge overnight or whatever. And this does really good charging. I've taken it with me on overnight outings and stuff like that, and it's kept all my I've got a bunch of them, so it usually keeps things charged up really well. We don't have an ETA on the Manicore just as of yet. We're hoping anytime, but we don't have numbers. We don't have ETA on it.
Yeah, there's a wait list that I have on the Manicore also. If you want to get on the wait list, just email me, include your phone number, and I'll put you on the list. Unfortunately, it's a pretty long list at the moment, so it'd probably be a while before I'd be able to fill your order. Let's see. Brian asked, did the Noxes have the vibrating handle like the Manicore? Yes. So you can turn that on, and it's kind of handy, especially if you're doing water hunting. Of course, I like waterproof headphones, but if you don't have any, or if you leave them at home, you can still run it in the water. Which reminds me, the headphones are, the plug-in headphones, like if you're a water hunter, those are still compatible. So if you had an Equinox 800, most all your old accessories and stuff will work with the with the 900 and 700. The exceptions would be lower shafts aren't going to be compatible. If you want to use your older ones or aftermarket or whatnot. Arm cuffs aren't going to be compatible. The folding adapter for the control unit won't fit, and your wireless headphones are different. The new ones are ML85s. The old ones are ML80s. They're both Bluetooth, but they're a different variety of Bluetooth, so they're not compatible there.
Dan, I think we need to fly to Florida. We need to go and roll this guy in the sand here. Look at this. He says they're having a cold snap in Florida there. So he says, I guess I have to wear socks with my sandals.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Oh, Robert, I feel sorry for you.
Ooh, Ryan says it's negative 18 there.
Yeah. I'm not sure where that's at, but that's cold. In Colorado, they're looking at wind chill of minus 50 as of tomorrow.
Where?
In Colorado.
Wow.
So my sister said she was pretty nervous about it. So anyway, Bismarck, North Dakota, yeah, it gets cold over there, and that's where that minus 18 is. So, but anyway, how you doing for 800s right now, Dan?
I've still got some. If anybody's looking for a good deal on one, give me a call. There's 2 promos running on it currently. They lowered the price. They say it's till the end of the year. But with the release of the new machines, I kind of wonder if they'll keep that current price point where it's at. And then on the Equinox 800, it includes a 6-inch coil right now. So if you're looking for one of those, give me a call, shoot me an email or whatever, and I'll see what I can do for you. 600s, I still have a 600 available. Same thing on that. I'm not sure if they're going to discontinue the 600 and the 800. They haven't told us anything. There's not a real huge jump in the price. If you're comparing a 600, 700, or a 800 to the 900. So I kind of think maybe they will eventually discontinue the 6 and the 8. But it's hard to say. Especially on the 700, it's $100 more price point than the 600, but it includes the wireless headphones. If you bought the regular 600, unless there was a promotion on it, you just got wired headphones.
And you've got the collapsible shaft and everything else. So, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out what they do on those. They've been good machines, you know. I don't intend to get rid of my 800. I'll hang on to it. If nothing else, I mean, once I have the newer machines, it'll be a backup or a machine that I can loan out to somebody that wants to metal detect or something like that. So,
yeah. Alan mentioned that 900 comes with 2 coils, and as compared to the 700, which only includes the regular 11-inch coil. Yeah, so the 900, and they didn't put this in their original video release. I guess somebody overlooked it. You get the 11-inch coil and the 6-inch coil, which is nice. On the 600, the 800, their standard packages was the 800. You got the wireless headphones instead of wired, and then that wireless audio module, which I don't know too many people that use that wireless audio module. It's, I could see it for someone if you had a hearing impairment or something and you had special headphones you needed, like individual volume control or something, or just, amplified, for hearing loss or something. But other than that, those wireless audio modules, I think a lot of them just sit in people's closets and collect dust.
how long will it take you to get used to the new similar machine, Larry? I have confidence in it. Oh, to have confidence in it. It'll take a little bit. One thing I'm seeing, and I really don't care for it, is a lot of people are making videos about these new machines when they haven't even had their hands on them. That's why I haven't produced any videos on these machines, you guys. I produced what I found out after they announced the Manicore. But until somebody actually has a chance to get those machines in hand and see firsthand what it's all about, it really doesn't make sense to me. I see people on there talking about how you're going to be disappointed in this machine or whatever. How do you know that? How do you know? Until you actually get a chance to put it in hand and use it, you really don't have a clue. So I have a problem with that. As I am able to get access to the machines, I will learn them, I will test them, and I'll bring you guys along too. Everything that I learn, I'm going to pass on to you guys, just like I did with the 800. But I'm not going to speculate about them because right now, I mean, just like anything else, you don't know what the next model cell phone is going to be. And I can't really talk about that. So, but anyway, yeah, as the machines, as I'm able to get them, I'll be diligently putting time into them and running tests and everything else. And then let's see here.
So, Larry, you're going to be getting one soon because when this video is done, I'm going to box this one I got sitting here back up, and then it's going to be shipped out to you.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Good. We'll get some testing done and get some information out there, you guys. Like I say, I just don't like to put information out there. We can go according to hearsay, but you know how that goes. Hearsay, especially on YouTube, can go around the world and come back in a whole different form. And it may have started with somebody that didn't have valid information to begin with. So I just don't like to do that. There are some valid testers out there. Iffy Signals has been testing the Manicore. So somebody that actually has hands-on, you can take a look at people like that. But if people are just out there to post videos to get views and stuff, be careful. Just be careful of what you're watching. And like Dan mentioned earlier, be careful of how you bite into these videos. Some people are going to say things about different machines and people just take it to heart. But you got to take a look at, I don't know, just kind of take a look at where it's coming from and what's the reason for them talking about this kind of stuff. Just try to make sure that everything is valid that you pull up. And there's a lot of stuff that's not going to be valid on YouTube. Let's see here.
One thing a lot of people are going to take some getting used to is if you rely on the VDI numbers, that's all going to change because this new one's got a much bigger range of VDI numbers.
Yeah, because they're going to 99 instead of 40.
And I think it's even down lower on the, below 0 as well.
And I was talking with Ron here, Rypatch Ron, the other day. And, he actually sent out a machine for me to test as well, which I'm going to be getting into that here pretty quick. Hopefully, I don't know, I'm hoping to get to it maybe tomorrow to start learning about it. It's the Deus 1, which I've been curious about for a while and just wanted to kind of see, what that machine was all about and everything. Later on, after I get the 900, the Manicore and stuff like that, I will do comparison tests as well, so you guys can see how it compares to the Equinox 800. But as far as the Manicore goes, what I was talking to Ron about, Rypatch Ron is actually a skilled user on the CTX 3030. So when it comes to that 2D screen that's going to be on the Manicore, that'll be something to learn. It'll be a lot different than what we have with the 6, 7, and 800 and the 900. So the Manicore is going to have that 2D screen. That'll be a learning curve right there. But you're also going to have to figure that that's not going to be written in stone. If you see on the screen that it's a round circle, that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be a coin. As always, I've always preached this. I hunt according to ear. I don't hunt according to the VDI. So when you're depending on the VDI, if you're hunting and you're saying, oh, that was a 16, I'm not going to dig that, or a 15 or a 14, I'm not going to dig that. Those are bad numbers. I don't depend on the VDI. I depend on my ear. If it sounds good, and it's going to be the same with the 2D screen. That's going to be an extra tool that you can use to help you to decide. It's just going to be another tool in your toolbox to help you decide if you want to dig or not dig. But there again, it's not going to be something that's 100%. And I don't know, it would be a real, it'd be a surprise to me if any machine ever came out that was that accurate. If there was ever a machine that came out 100% and says, yeah, that's what that target is, dig it. Or no, that's a piece of garbage. Well, that machine's going to be more than what I can afford. So, but anyway, that 2D screen, like I say, is just going to be an added tool to help you decide if you want to dig or not. But there again, you're going to have to dig these targets to actually find out what they are.
And unfortunately, you can't. They don't have a machine yet. You can turn on and say, "Hey Siri, take me to the treasure." But
yeah, I've been there already.
The better you get to know it, and figure it out and tune it to what you like, the better you're going to have. And another thing about all the videos online and everything is, it's going to perform a little different where you're at versus where they're at. Different soil, different moisture content, different mineralization, everything's going to be slightly different. So, a video of somebody on the beach in Florida is going to be differently than somebody in the mountains in Colorado. Way different ground there.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I don't know. I think that all three of these machines that just came out have some great upgrades. from what we had with the 600 and the 800. The collapsible shaft right there. I mean, I think that's great. If you guys ever want to go on a trip, you know, you're going to hop on a plane, go somewhere else and hunt for a while, you can. Oh, Dan, do you want to talk about cases on those?
Yeah. So there's other collapsible shafts that have been on the market for the Equinox 600 to 800 for a while. And it has an index feature, if you want to call it that. So when you collapse it down, like you see in the picture here, you can't rotate the coil down there at the bottom. You can't rotate the shafts. It's a nice feature so that when you extend it out to the length when you're going to use it, everything stays nice and straight. Your coil is, you know, perfectly aligned to your control panel and your arm cuff. The downside is when you go to transport it, if you want to lay it flat in your carry bag or just the back seat or the trunk of your car, it doesn't lay flat. You've got opposing planes there. You've got your control panel sticking up, you know, 10 inches or 12 inches off the frame, and then you got your coil attached in the middle, but that coil is running the opposite direction. So one of or the other is going to stick straight up. Now with this new shaft and these lever locks, you just flip the lever, either one of them, and you can rotate that coil 90 degrees and the whole thing will lay flat. So you see it says it will collapse to 24 inches. And this isn't something I have on the website. I need to get to add this pretty soon, but there's a line of bags that I carry. They're actually made for firearms, but if you look at most carry bags for metal detectors, the beefier ones like the extended length Garrett bag, that's a rifle bag with Garrett's name on it. So anyhow, these bags I carry, they're really great quality. They're lifetime warranty. And there's a few options in this size range. See, there's a 28 inch, a 30 inch, a 32 inch. And most of them will either double as a sling bag. So it has, you know, just one strap. You can throw it over your shoulder. And a couple of them even have the backpack straps. So it'll lay right in there nice and flat. Much more compact, throw it on your back, and it's a very sturdy carry bag. And they are soft-sided, but it's a very heavy, I believe it's a 600, it's either 600 or a 1000 grade nylon exterior. If you look at a lot of rifle bags, a lot of them you can just tell by the seams and the stitching and the material, it's all cheap and flimsy and all. These are actually very, very well built. Like I said, they're lifetime warranty. I wouldn't put my detector in it and check it in at an airline because I've seen how they handle bags, and if they throw somebody's 70-pound suitcase on top of it, it is a soft-sided bag, even though it's got nice, good padding in it. You know, it's not going to prevent it if there's too much weight there. So if you're traveling on an airline, definitely get you a hard case. That's another thing. You know, there's a lot of hard cases out there for rifles. You can, you know, customize the foam inside and everything. 36 inches is a real common size, but I've seen shorter ones around 30 inches, which would be perfect for this. And you can just, you know, like I said, pull that stuff out and make a custom fit, and then you've got a really nice, well-protected hard case, and that's something I would travel with. But if you're interested in the bags, I will have to start working on getting those directly on my website. But like I said, they're great quality. I've been using them for a while, and they got plenty of pockets. And depending on the style, some of them even have an exterior pocket that's long enough to carry an extra coil with a lower shaft attached. Then you got outside pockets for headphones, and they got MOLLE webbing on them, MOLLE straps, so you can attach all kinds of gear, even strap a shovel to it and all that.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, we'll probably have to do a video or live stream to kind of highlight those and show all the options, because you can look at the website and you see pictures and everything, but to see someone actually going through an opening and, put a detector in and out of it and so on. I think that'll make the real difference.
Well, when you're spending $1,000 or better on a piece of equipment, you want to be sure you protect it the best way you can. That's an investment.
Yeah,
Dan, do you have a charge on that machine?
I do.
Do you have a quarter? I'll mail you one, but I don't think it'll get there in time.
I've got, I don't know. I've got stuff around here somewhere.
Somebody was asking if you could give an example about the VDI numbers. I know a quarter reads up 30 generally on the Equinox 800 and 600.
Yeah, I'm in the office, but I'll see if I can get this to show up on video. Give me one second.
Maybe we can give you a quick little demo of the VDI on that or something here. And while we're waiting on that, let's see.
Keeps showing up.
Brian,
it's a ghost.
Yeah, it turned into a ghost. Yeah, you probably don't even have to display it. Maybe just flash a quarter over the coil and see what it rings up at.
Yeah, let me shorten this down, make it easier for me to handle. My arms are.
I don't know. I was talking to Dan about this earlier with these collapsible shafts. I was thinking that it would be something for carry on, but it collapses to 24 inches. And Dan, didn't you say that the carry on is about 22 inches?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, most airlines are around 22 inches. I think there's a couple airlines that even limit you to like a 19 or a 20 inch. And somebody mentioned earlier that the tension on these lever locks is adjustable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are, and it's nice. They're very similar cam locks to like on the like on a Steve's detector rod. If you have one of those, very similar.
So you can just turn that cam lock and clamp it.
Yeah, it's got a screw on the backside, and you just turn that, and kind of like the little cam lock adjuster on a bicycle seat post.
Okay.
Which I don't know. You probably haven't ridden a bicycle in how long, Larry?
I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike.
All right. Can y'all see that? Well, it's probably picking up my zipper on my vest. So this is a little
65, 66.
Yeah, this is a little silver ring.
Oh, okay. All right.
Whoop. And I'll have to run to the other room real quick to grab some coins. So let me do that, and I'll be right back.
Okay. So as you guys can hear, I mean, the audio is the same on that. It's going to sound just like your Equinox 6 and 800s. So, which I didn't expect that to change at all. They have the all tones, which I never run all tones. To me, it's just too much. But some people like to do that. To me, if I want to hear tones like that, I'll go to an orchestra. That's just too much. So, but head measurements, so same length on the shaft. Yeah, that's a good idea, Ron. If there was some sort of hash marks or something on there, so you always had the same length. I'm not sure what that might take. I don't know. One thing I've thought about, though, with the collapsible shaft is you're going to want to pay close attention to your wire, because that wire is constantly going from an expanded position and then collapsing down. And that movement back and forth over and over a period of time, I think may be hard on that wire. So that'll be something to keep an eye on with the collapsible shaft. Hey, there's Casey, Key Date Kid. How you doing? Good to see you. So yeah, you could put like a little dot of paint or something like that to give you that reference point. Oh, okay. So the dais has the hash marks to show you where that is. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. No, I like the idea of the collapsible shaft and everything, but I would recommend people keep an eye on that coil cable. Make sure that you're not getting things kinked or wearing on the connections anywhere.
I'm back. All right, we got a variety of coins here. So I'll start with a penny.
Yeah, we got a 63, approximately 63.
Now I'll go up. I'll just go up and dump. Oh, let me take this vest off. I think my zipper's getting too close.
Probably lower the sensitivity on that a little bit if you want to lower that chatter a little bit, Dan.
Wouldn't hurt. When I had it in my shop and first turned it on, I was surprised it was more quiet than most. I got a lot of electrical out there. I've got 3 football field lengths worth of wire in that shop.
Okay, so that's 27 solid.
And that is a nickel.
That's a nickel and 27. So nickel range.
Yeah, not what you're used to on the 800, is it?
No, you were looking at a dime on the Equinox at 27.
Boy, that is solid though. 27.
It is solid. Yeah, that really likes that nickel.
Yep. And dadgummit, I had a silver diamond. This is a modern dime. Let's see if I can get that back on the screen here.
Wow, 78. So that's a difference in that VDI going to 99.
Yep, now we'll do a modern quarter.
88, solid.
Very solid.
So it really likes the nickels and quarters.
So now let's do a second Jamia. Oh, if I can get my camera set right, there we go.
89, 88, 89.
And what else do I got here? I got a 1972 half dollar.
$93. So now a lot of these guys, I mean, over time, I mean, I've ran the Equinox 800 for over like 3.5 years or something like that. So, but I don't spend my time watching the screen. I'm listening for tones. I'll look down, but a lot of guys, they memorize those numbers and they only dig if it's those numbers.
Right.
But I don't know. It'll take some time to relearn your VDI numbers because this is altogether different than the 6 and 800.
Yep. So here, this last one I did, Larry. Here's that 1972 half dollar.
That's solid.
Here's one for 1945. A little bit of difference.
There is a little difference. So that makes sense, though. It probably changed a little bit of the metallurgy in those coins.
Well, 72, definitely not as good as a 45.
Right.
When we go hunt together, I'll let you dig all the 72s. I'll take all the 45s.
Yeah, but you're gonna be 1945. Mine are gonna be 1872.
Well, now, a newer one is better, right? Isn't newer always better?
Well, yeah. That's why I'm letting you have it. I'm looking out for you.
Oh, I see.
I always look out for Dan. That's what friends do.
Glad you got my back.
Oh yeah. So, so anyway, yeah, you guys, that'll be a little different there for your VDI numbers, wider range on the scale there. But yeah, I think you'll be able to, tune things into where you'll be able to maybe determine other targets, that maybe discriminate or find out what big iron is sounding off at, and who knows. We'll have to, like I say, we're going to have to get this in hand and run some tests and spend some time on it and go from there.
Ron said it'd be nice if it had a measurement, so you always had the same length on your shaft.
Yeah.
They do have two little markers on the shaft. That's the point of no return marker, I guess, is what I would call it. So if you extend the shaft out too far, it's not going to have anything to grip inside there with the cam lock. So it's got a nice red ring around it on the lower and the middle shaft. So to make sure that you can't see that. So that means you got your shaft far enough up in there where you're fine. So it wouldn't be hard to make your own marks to where, you have a repeatable length. And that brings me to something else that I had a conversation, I believe it was when I was talking with Casey about, so these shafts, they're collapsible into each other. They're all round. They don't have that indexing like that one shaft I mentioned earlier. Well, how do you get your coil to be, perfectly aligned to your control box? And it's really pretty simple. If you look at the bottom of your coil, there's a flat spot. And then your arm cuff, it's got a, if you put it down on the ground, your arm cuff is going to rest flat on the, each side of the arm cuff. So you lay the whole thing down on a flat surface where your coil is resting with that flat spot on the ground and the arm cuff is on a same flat surface. Then you just lock your cam locks, and you only have to loosen one cam lock to change that. So, it's pretty easy. I mean, I've done it with another shaft, and I just, when I go to get it out of the truck, if it's collapsed, I just lay it on the tailgate or the back of the truck, line it up, and lock the cam lock.
Well, I like your theory, Dan,
Mm-hmm.
but I live in Idaho, and if I'm out there in the field, if I lay it down to where the coil's on one end and the arm cuff's down here, and I go to adjust it, it's going to be like this. One's going to go one way. And we're in Idaho, and it goes from one mountain to the other here.
Well, that's when you get your shovel out and you dig you a perfectly flat spot in the ground,
So now I got to take a transit with me out into the field. Oh, man.
No, man, you should be able to get that laser perfect just with your eyesight.
Now I can.
But I get what you're saying. But the other thing you can do is kind of like Ron mentioned, if it had marks for the length, you could also put alignment marks, so you know that your coil is aligned to your control panel too.
How tight is the? Is there any give? I mean, as the rod telescopes in or out of that other shaft?
Well, if you were listening earlier, you'd know that you can adjust that tension.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, as that inner rod goes into the other rod,
mm-hmm.
Could a piece of tape fit in there?
I wouldn't try it.
There wouldn't be that tolerance there.
No, I think you'd be getting, how electrical tape is. It's going to peel back and get gummy and nasty, and then you're going to have adhesive all in there for your sand and grit and everything else to get on.
Yeah,
I probably wouldn't tape it. Fingernail polish or a paint marker would probably work pretty good. Might flake off the fingernail polish or something. So I'm sure people figure out stuff pretty easy.
Take your ironing board, Casey.
Hey,
Casey, that's a good idea, and I'm sure Dan might do that. He's talking about fingernail polish now too. I guess I don't know about this guy.
Just take a 2x4 out in the field with you.
There you go. Well, have you seen? Don't get it from Home Depot, because I've seen where their lumber is kind of twisted and stuff. So yeah, use your tailgate.
You can't find good lumber hardly. And what you pay for, you're paying for perfect lumber, and that ain't what you get. Let me see, make sure we haven't missed any questions here.
I'll be right back.
Oh, I think Mother Nature's calling Larry. Do I have a piece of round iron to run across the coil? I got all kinds of stuff somewhere.
You need a piece of iron
in the shop.
You need a piece of iron.
Is that the Merlin?
Hey, you guys, after Christmas, when I get a little bit of time here, I'm going to be producing. Oh, man, I can't dig with this. What is Casey thinking?
You broke it.
What is going on here? Casey, come on now. You can do better. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. It broke. No, it didn't. But these are interchangeable, you guys. I got the wide one. Look at that. I got the wide spade. I got the narrow spade. So if I'm in yards, I can switch to a narrow spade if I want to. If I'm out in the field, I got a wide spade. Take a look at this. Look at the difference, you guys. Oh, if you can see that. There we go. It's hard to coordinate with these cameras. But anyway, you see the difference there. And I can take both of these with me, one handle, and I can choose whichever one I want, put that on there, and that's what I'm going to be, using. So I've got 2 shovels in one, and I'm going to be doing a video about this just after Christmas to show you guys how that all works and everything else. And colors. You can get whatever color you want. These are matching my logo. So I'm excited. I can't wait to get out and get those dirty. So,
well, since you're talking about shovel, Larry, some customers have asked me, well, what's the difference on like an Excalibur shovel versus, brand X or brand Z or whatever. Without getting into too much detail, because Casey's really got a secret recipe in the way he engineered and the materials he uses in these shovels. Number one, the strength of the steel. I mean, that's number one. If you're not using good, strong steel, you're having to make it thicker, heavier, and everything else. He keeps the weight very light, very reasonable by using the best steel that you can make these out of. But this will kind of give you an idea on a comparison of some of the other shovels compared to one of Casey's shovels. And give me just 1 second here so I can get you a good image. And then I'll share my screen. Come on, internet, speed up. Here we go. All right. See if I can get this right here. Sorry, guys. I'm a little technically challenged today.
So, I think the nickel was hitting somewhere around 60 on the 900, if I remember. Maybe
62,
not.
63, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Wait. No. The nickel was 26, 27, I think.
Oh, that's right. It was reading like a dime on the Equinox.
Yep. So I'm going to share a screen. So this is kind of what a lot of the other shovels are out there. That is, come on, where'd you go? Here we go. Here's a picture of that would represent the quality and what the other shovels will do for you. So here we go. That's the other shovels. Now, here's what would be a fair comparison for a Excalibur shovel. And let me share that screen real quick. I didn't get it right yet, did I? Oh, here we go. I'm getting there. Sorry, guys. Bang. Now you're talking Excalibur shovel. So you can see they'll both get the job done, but which one would you rather use?
Does that have a heated seat?
You'd have to ask that guy. I can't afford one of those mowers.
But anyway.
But I think that's kind of a fair comparison.
Yeah. I've been disappointed on some other models out there for sure, and that's frustrating out in the field. So I like the good stuff myself. But anybody got any questions about the 900 or anything else here? Again, we don't have an ETA on the Manticores. The Equinox 700s are nearing.
So I think it was Alan was asking about the bags, or somebody was earlier. So here's I'm going to share a picture of one of the bags I was talking about. If I can find it. Here we go. So this is one of the styles. As you can see, it's made more for firearms. This showing the external pockets here. Does not include the pistol. Sorry, guys. Or the AR-15. But this one, it has a internal panel here that you can see they've got mostly removed. It Velcros in. I've actually put 2 detectors in these bags. It expands widthwise enough to where, as long as your detector will collapse to that length, it'll fit right in it. Then it shows here with the backpack straps extended. And if you don't want those out, then you can tuck the straps in behind this panel here, and it Velcros down. You've got 3 carry handles, if you just want to carry it as a regular bag. And this particular one comes in a 30-inch version and a 34-inch version. So that gives you an idea there. Savior is the brand name. And for the cost, they're very comparable to a lot of the detector bags out there. And in my opinion, they're much higher quality than most of what you can get. XP actually makes some really nice cases.
You need to get those on the website, because I think that's going to be a must. I mean, like I say, you want to protect your machines.
I may put a package together as well, for some of our higher end detectors, with a bag, maybe with an Excalibur shovel, things like that, and just kind of make it a nice package for customers. And I've got to check on the bags. I have a few in stock, but not very many. So I'll need to change that before I put anything out on the website as far as availability and everything.
Robert, I guess that Garrett razor, I'm guessing that's a shovel.
Yep, I've got those.
They, if you're not happy with, now that you know what a good shovel is about. Well, I mean, I don't know anything about that shovel, but I'm sure they have a return policy. So
I can tell you this, Larry, about those Garretts. They're made in China. How they're made and everything looks decent, compared to most of the other brands out there. What kind of steel are they made out of? I don't know. Whatever China had at the moment, probably. They're painted. They're not powder coated. They've got a lot less area for your footrest. And like you had problems with one of your old shovels, by the end of the day, that narrow little footrest, hitting the bottom of your boot all day long, it,
tears up your boots.
Tears up your boots. And, if you got nice soft arches like you do, little girly feet, then you get bruises there. The price difference for a Garrett shovel to go from a Garrett to an Excalibur, in the long run, that little price difference isn't going to mean much at all, because
You're going to buy it once.
Yeah, it's if you break it, you're probably doing something really wrong. You probably left it on the train tracks and it got hit by the train coming down the track or something. And Casey stands behind his product, so if you have a problem with it, Casey will take care of it.
He's got a 5-year warranty. 5 years.
Yeah, if you tear it up,
you have 5 years to tear that thing up.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
Larry's hard-headed enough. You hit him in the head, it might tear it up. But other than that, I doubt you're going to tear one up. And I stock several of the shovels that Casey makes, but he makes such a variety and so many options in color. Do you want a T handle? Do you want a D handle? Do you want a standard blade? Do you want a wide blade? And he has the standard lengths, your common stuff, your 31-inch, 36-inch, 40-inch, and not too many manufacturers will even make a 40-inch. The reason why is with that much length, you got so much leverage, you're going to bend or snap the welds on the other manufacturers.
I like that too. This is an enclosed T handle. So
Yep.
For those of us out in the dirt, I know that the Lesh I was using had an open handle, and that thing used to pack full of dirt. So I like that. I like that it's enclosed, lightweight, and I did a review on these shovels, and if you go on to Sodbuster's Metal Detecting YouTube channel and look up my review on shovels, I'll explain why this, in my opinion, is the best on the market. And I also explain why I use this rather than other brands, because I've had others fail. And like I say, that's extremely frustrating out there in the field when you're trying to hunt treasure. So
Casey mentioned the Garrett shovels are good, and I agree. They're not a bad shovel. There's worse shovels out there. It's better than what you're probably going to find at your local, big box hardware store. But if you compare the Garrett to an Excalibur, it's like comparing your strength, to a silverback gorilla. One of them is a little bit stronger, and it probably ain't you.
Yeah. I've got all the confidence in the world in them. So great tools, awesome tools. So, and also, I don't have my trowel here right now, but he also makes the trowels, and they're a very nice trowel too.
I can go get some out of the shop if you want, Larry. Just take me a minute or two, and or Casey's on here. If you want to bring him on, he might have something to show. I don't know if he has any ready, or if he's out in his shop.
Casey, you got your socks on?
He might still be out there sweating over the, welding up shovels. I sent him a pretty good order today, so.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, they're awful popular products. I don't know what, Dan, this last week you've sent out 7 of them or something like that in like 1 or 2 orders.
Well, one went out, an order came in last night, another order came in this morning, and then one guy that's already bought a few in the past bought 2 more I had in stock, and then put in a custom order that Casey's working on now, and a custom digger. So that one customer on that last order, I think he's ordered at least 9 shovels now. I mean, it's crazy. And he can do, a custom order. If you want an 18-inch shovel, not a problem. I've got 3 of the 18-inch shovels in stock. If you want a 19-inch, a 20-inch, he'll make it to whatever length you want. Standard blade, wide blade, what color do you want? I've even got a pink one and a purple one, because I know, someone's going to come along and that's going to be their favorite color, or, they're just going to be all over it and they're going to have it.
Ryan, he's asking, what is a good shovel length for a 5'6" individual? I'll give you my opinion about that. I used to use a 29-inch? No, it's a 31-inch shovel.
Yep.
And to me, I don't know, it was just too much bending over every time you want to dig a plug. and I'd rather save my back. So I ordered a 40-inch shovel, which, yeah, it's longer, but this is not heavy. This shovel weighs actually a little bit less than my 28 or my 31-inch shovel did. So this is better all the way around for me, because I would rather have a longer length to where I don't have to be bending over on every dig. That's going to save on my back. It gives you more leverage to pop plugs with. To me, it just makes things easier. It's a little longer to carry, but that's not an issue. I mean, you're talking, you know, how much of a hassle is that, you know?
You know that gray hair Larry's got there?
Where?
The real reason you got that 40-inch shovel is because you use it as a cane when you're out detecting.
I do.
Kind of a rule of thumb that a lot of people have said about shovels is get whatever the length the inseam is of your jeans, get that length. I disagree, because just like you said, you know, you end up maybe not bending all the way over, but you end up at least hunching over your shoulders. And that gets really uncomfortable after you know, especially after the 75th pull tab that you've dug up. So I recommend standing up straight, and then look at the blade you want on an Excalibur, the length of it, and I forget exactly what they are off the top of my head, but roughly 8 to 9 or 9.5 inch, depending on which blade, and measure that from when you put your arms all the way down. So
talking about the length of the shovel.
Yeah,
the length of the spade.
Yeah, imagine the blade all the way in the ground, and then
I got 9-inch. This is a 9-inch spade right here.
So measure from your hands as they're straight down without hunching over. Take that measurement to the ground, then add the length of your blade, and that's about where you'd want to be on a shovel. So I'm just a touch under 6 foot. I carry a 40-inch shovel as well, for the same reason Larry got the 40-inch.
So the narrow spade is showing 8-inch length. The wide spade is 9-inch length.
Yep. Sounds about right. And if you want a 41-inch or a 39-inch, you know, Casey will hook you up.
Yeah, you can custom order, so not a problem. And if you want the red, white, and blue patriotic, get a hold of that weird-looking guy right there. So yeah, no, I'm real happy about it. I'm stoked about those shovels, because I don't have to worry about them out in the field, and I can switch out to whatever I want to use, narrow or wide. Especially that Merlin is awesome. So
Casey mentioned a 40-inch T-handle Excalibur. Is right around 3.5 pounds or less. The 40-inch D handles are 3.7 pounds less. And less weight with the standard spade. Those weights were with the wide spade. I like the wide spade. I like to dig a little wider plug. That way, if I'm off on my pinpointing, then you know, less chance of damaging the target. But
if you're in hard rocky ground or something, you're probably going to want that narrower blade. But yeah.
And Casey mentioned it. Most of his shovels will ship in 1 to 2 business days. I keep several in stock. I don't have anywhere near the full range of colors that Casey can make. But if you need one really quick, you know, give me a call. I probably got one in stock. If you're wanting a different color or something a little different, I can custom order it for you, or you can just order it custom straight from Casey at Excalibur Shovels. And it's, you know, he doesn't do that, you know, well, it'll be 3 weeks before I have it ready. And then, you know, all that stuff. You know, if you order one today, you'd probably have it no later than the same day on the following week. That's
Digging Canuck. How are you doing? Good to see you in here.
That's a couple of days for producing it, a couple of days for shipping it.
Hey, Digging Canuck, I want you to keep your weather up in Canada, okay? We don't want no more of this cold stuff down here. So you keep that in Canada.
Daryl asked, does he powder coat or paint them? They're all powder coat.
Yeah, a really nice powder coat too.
Yeah.
It's almost like a bed liner type of a grip to it. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's got a texture to it. When they're brand new, if you got soft, girly hands like Larry, you might rough up your hands some. I wear gloves when I dig, so it doesn't bother me. But as you use it, just those little high points in that powder coat will get smoothed off a little bit, so it'll get more comfortable as you use it. But I love that texture because it doesn't slip, and even puts the little traction dots, or I'm not sure what a good name is for them. Show them the little welds on there, Larry, on the shovel.
On the spade?
Yeah, he's got a better name for it. I can't remember what he called them.
Oh, the dongle or whatever he calls it.
No, the little on top of the footrest and then up on the shaft of the blade.
Oh, okay, yeah, these here.
Yeah,
keeps your foot non-slip type bumps.
Yep.
You also have them on the handle. This I'm showing the Merlin.
Traction bumps sounds like a good word.
And if you want customized, good-looking stickers on it like that, you got to contact me. But yeah, no, I love it. This black part here is the textured part here, and you can kind of see it there. It's almost like a truck bed liner, and you see those bumps and stuff there. But yeah, I mean, quality.
Casey calls them tack weld grips.
Tack weld, yep.
Yeah.
And they're all the way up to the here. Plus, you got that reflective tape for those of you that night hunt or whatever.
Hey, you ought to see when I turn the lights out in my shop at night. All those little reflective strips of tape on my shovel rack light up. That stuff.
Christmas tree out there, huh?
Yeah, you can see it. It's pretty interesting.
Well, I'm excited, you guys. I'm excited about these new machines. There's a lot that has come out in 2022, the later part of 2022. There was some stuff that came out with other brands earlier, but I'm more excited about what has just been released. And what's the temp in Idaho right now? We've had about 10 degrees today. I'm sure it's colder right now. Let me take a look here real quick. We got 4 degrees right now. Now, I'm glad I'm not in Mississippi because I hear it's 2 below. Oh, I mean 2 below. So, see what I mean, it's hard to hang around with Dan and keep your sanity. But you got 10 degrees in where you're at, huh, Ron? Well, you got a heat spell. You better put on your bikini and get out there. You might get a tan out there in 10 degrees. So, yeah, we got 4 degrees here right now, and it's supposed to get colder. Liz over there in Canada, I'm sure she's probably below 0 right now. Of course, they go according to Celsius. So I don't know how to convert that, but let's see here. Anyway, but yeah, I think that we're going to be looking at a lot of new treasure being found because, like I say, I can only speculate at this point because I haven't had these machines in hand. But I think that, why would we be releasing new products if they're not going to be better than what we had? We're going to find that out. And there we go. But yeah, it's going to be exciting to get these in hand, start testing them, and seeing what we can look forward to. But I have a feeling we're going to be opening up some new ground in places we've already hunted, deeper ground, hopefully. So, greetings from South Carolina, Chip. Oh, how you doing? Good to see you. So, Dan is just running through right now. He's on the Excalibur site on the website there, showing some of the shovels and stuff that you can get at Excalibur. Guys, these are literally, I mean, in my opinion, I haven't seen anything better.
I haven't either.
They are the best. And it's hard to tell from a picture or a website, but when you get them in hand, you'll understand why I'm so excited about them.
Yeah, so I came across Excalibur, earlier this year. I was having a problem getting shovels of other brands, and there were certain ones that I just got, and it was just like, I'll never order these again. They just weren't made very well. There was even a couple that I just donated and gave away because I didn't want to sell them, because I don't want to sell something I can't stand behind.
Exactly.
And there was another brand I was looking at that was supposed to send me some shovels. They, said, yeah, I should have them to you by next week. And, next week came, nothing. Following week came, nothing. Finally, I think it was about the third week. Oh yeah, I'm working on them, such and such, and they hadn't even started. And so that kept going on. And then I came across Casey. I called him up, and I was really just going to order, one or two, maybe three or four, to check them out, see what I thought, and go from there. But just after talking to him, and him explaining how they're made and everything, I thought, well, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a bigger order in. And I can't remember exactly how many my first order was. I think around 15 or 16 shovels. And I thought, well, this might be a gamble. Then I got the things in, started unwrapping them. Night and day difference between anything else that I'd sold before. And I've sold some that were, you would say were good. There's like the one that was mentioned earlier, yeah, it's a good shovel. It's not a great shovel. And if you use it as a shovel and don't pry on it, and you're not a big guy, and you're not, using it like us, guys like to do, and pry and poke and everything else, it might be okay. But if you're like a lot of us and you want to, just pry that root or that rock up out of there, the other brands are probably going to fail on you.
Yep.
See if I can bring up another one here.
So, Right Patch Ron is asking, just for us old lazy guys, how much is a 40-inch T-handle?
Give me
you
one.
You can contact Dan over there. You can get them either from Dan at Outlaw Metal Detectors, or you can get them directly from Casey as well.
Yep.
And this is the 40 guys. So you look, Ron, would you be wanting the wide spade or the narrow spade? And I'll show you the difference side by side.
If you want a certain color, Casey has pretty much all of them. But me and Casey do have an agreement. If you want the red, white, and blue, that's exclusive through Outlaw Metal Detectors. So just give me a call, and I'll get you set up with one. Okay, here's a picture I was wanting to share. If I can find out how to hide the rest of this.
Okay, so Ron was asking about the narrow spade.
Oh, narrow spade, 40-inch T-handle, I believe is right around $100. The wide blades cost a little more, but it's because the number that you can get of those spades out of a sheet of metal versus the narrow spade, it's significantly lower. So it's a big difference in the amount of number of shovels you can make from that one piece of material. How do I do this? There we go. Okay. Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's well worth the money. I mean, that's because you're going to buy that shovel one time and that's it.
Yeah, most of the big competitor brands, the better names and stuff out there. There's one in particular. It's heavy as can be. It's got a straight, flat design to it, so there's nothing engineered in the amount of leverage on it.
Is that the one that I have?
No.
Oh,
The bends in it are pretty poor. It's just not got the strength, but it has way more weight. It's, I think, about 1.5 pounds heavier. And I quit carrying those completely. Didn't take me long to make that decision. And it surprised me how popular they are, though. And they're terrible, and they're like within about $5 of the cost of an Excalibur. The others are, there might be a $20 or $30 difference, but very well worth it. Let's see if I can find this. There we go. Bang.
okay. Yeah, there it is. I love that.
Yeah.
So that's exclusive through Outlaw Metal Detectors, you guys. That's the only place you're going to find the red, white, and blue Excalibur shovel. Okay, so Brian, okay, so Brian said he'll take a 40-inch narrow spade. So Brian, you'll need to contact Dan and just get a hold of him, and you'll have to specify the color that you want and that kind of stuff. Just go to outlawmetaldetectors.com, or you can call Dan. Dan loves to be called about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Larry, if I can reach this camera, you're going to get popped in the nose here in a minute.
So, but that's Pacific time, right?
You're asking for it, buddy.
It's a long reach. You might be able to touch me on the screen, but I ain't going to feel it.
Daryl said, well, I'll go ahead and show that. I did the same thing. Exact same thing. I gave it away.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's they're awesome. They are awesome. You guys, I mean, if you've never handled these shovels, wait till you feel the texture on them. I mean, as soon as you see it, you're going to fall in love. I can almost say that without a doubt. I mean, if you don't, then you probably need counseling. So, but
so we went from talking about the new detector to,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody was asking questions about the 900.
But they really are that good. I mean, and they're 100% U.S. made. I think the only thing on that shovel that might not be made in the U.S. is that little stripe of reflective tape. Other than that, everything else on it's U.S.
Yeah. So, anybody got any questions about anything? All of my answers are never wrong, I mean, I'm never wrong. I was almost wrong one time, but Dan informed me that no, I wasn't wrong. So we always end up talking about shovels. Yeah, well, when you think about it, I mean, other than your detector, that's your next biggest part of your treasure hunt, because you can't get to the treasure without it. So
even for people starting out, if they're buying a beginner machine or a more budget machine, I'll always ask them, well, do you have digging tools? And it's fine to start out, with your garden type, hardware store tools if you already have them. But if they don't, I tell them, always buy good digging tools, because it doesn't matter if you use a $200 detector or a $2,000 detector. Your digging tools can really make a difference in your hunt. And the other thing, people say, well, I want to know what this VDI number is for this and that and so on. And I tell them, this is just my opinion. When you get more efficient with your digging, will improve your hunts probably more than sitting there and staring at the screen trying to get a good solid VDI number and decide if you want to dig it. I'll see people swing that detector back and forth, turn a 360-degree circle around it, looking at that VDI number, say, well, it's not spot on. And it might be bouncing 27 to 29, and they're just expecting it to lock right on and be perfect, where the amount of time they did that, they could have dug 3 plugs.
Yeah.
Good tools, get efficient with your digs, and I think that'll help you probably more than anything as a beginner.
It literally probably takes a total of about 3 to 4 seconds to dig a plug and start pinpointing your find,
Mm-hmm.
So
with the Excalibur, there's so much distance between. Hopefully, I can describe this right. The back of the shaft and the back of the footrest, that I can start with the shovel, parallel to me, get it in the ground, turn the shovel 90 degrees without turning my body, and there's enough meat, if you want to call it, on that footrest where I can stick that shovel back in the ground without having to turn my body. So I'm just turning the shovel 90 degrees each time, and I can dig my horseshoe plug without having to move my body. And then I can even pop it, most of the time without even having to get on the ground. So I can pop the plug, check the hole, and check the plug with my detector, make sure I got it out of the hole, and then I get down with my pinpointer.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, we got 34 people in here right now. Let's see. I guess Woody Bog. Maybe backwards. Ask them if they have a pinpointer, then a shovel. Yeah.
Looks like Brian just ordered the shovel. He said just ordered it. I'll make sure he's got the right one here. Oh, he ordered the pink one.
The pink one?
Nah, just kidding.
I'll be darned. I don't even know. Casey, do you have a pink one? He does, doesn't he?
He does. I've got one. I've got one in the top.
That's the one that you were coveting. I forgot about that.
He ordered I think that, well, I still have my list out here. Yeah, because I had to make a list of what I've got and what I need. And, yep. So
cool.
He ordered the last one I have in stock at the moment, but I just put an order in with Casey today.
The red, white, and blue?
Red, white, and blue, 40-inch with a standard blade.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I love that shovel.
Yep.
Real patriotic. So, and I'll have Dan throw in one of them Sodbuster stickers for you to put on there if you want to. So.
Sounds good. I can do that.
But anyway, you guys, just having fun chatting with you here. We're going to just talk about the 900 tonight, but that didn't take too long. Later on, we'll have more information about that. As soon as I get that machine, I'll start pouring over it and sharing what I find about it. We got Christmas coming up here in 4 days. And so we will not be doing a live stream this Friday night, because I don't think that too many people are probably going to be busy traveling or getting ready for Christmas. So probably not a good time for a live stream. So we decided to move it to Wednesday night. But yeah. Okay. So Robert canceled his order on Amazon for the razor, and he's gonna place an order for a shovel. So that's awesome. Good job. You're gonna love it, Robert. I mean, I can say that confidently that you'll love it. So
yeah. Someone asked, they said they have a Garrett shovel that hasn't let them down, and they're wondering what would be the big difference. I'd like to do a side-by-side comparison video, but I don't want to bash one brand too much versus another. So your Garrett shovel is a 36-inch. If you put it side by side with an Excalibur 36-inch, The handle is a little wider. It's powder coated, not painted. It's a textured powder coat. It has a little traction welds on it, or traction dots. I forget what Casey called them.
Spot weld.
Yeah, you could get several different color options, including, a 2-color or 3-color option like the red, white, and blue. You've got a lot more area for your footrest, and you've got traction dots on that footrest, so you're a lot less likely to have your foot slip off. The Garrett's made in China from, I'm not really sure what grade of steel. They don't tell us that. The Garrett is painted, not powder coated, and you get one color choice, black. The earlier Garrett's came in, they were black, and then the blade was just raw steel. It wasn't even painted. The newer ones, they come in fully painted. But for that little bit of a price difference, the Excalibur is very well worth the money. Now, if you already have the Garrett, like you said, and it's working for you, great. Just keep an eye on it. After your digs and stuff, give it a good look over. Make sure you don't have any welds cracking or any fatigue failures. And if it keeps working for you, that's great. Should be fine. But there's a little difference in the blade shape too between a Garrett and an Excalibur. It'd be more comparable to the standard blade than the wide blade. So, not the Garretts aren't the worst shovels out there, believe me, but they're not bad. But
I've seen some real bad ones out there.
Yeah, at their price point and coming from China, I think I think there should be some changes there.
And that's another thing, you guys. I mean, I'm pretty big on supporting our USA businesses here. And there's probably no better time than right now to do that, to support your veterans, your USA business. Speaking of veterans, Brian, who just ordered that shovel, said that he's an 8-year vet. And I appreciate your service, Brian. I really do.
Same here. I'm a vet as well.
Yep. And he has to go to the vet too to get his toenails trimmed. So, but anyway, digging, Daryl. I agree. There's just not any real information out there for field testing yet, and I'm not sure exactly when I will be able to start field testing with our frozen ground and everything. But I will get some tests that I can do, surface type test, and just start pouring over the machine and getting information out to you guys about the settings, just the information that machine has. So it'll be fun learning another machine. So
I just got another order for a red, white, and blue one, Larry. Same shovel that Brian ordered. So Brian just beat Ron to the punch.
Oh, Ron just ordered one, huh? Red, white, and blue.
Yep. So he placed a back order, but I'll get that to Casey right away, and I'm sure he'll have that out probably early next week.
Yep. Awesome. You guys are gonna love them.
Brian asked to make sure he put Pennsylvania in there, and yeah, it's Pennsylvania.
What's that now?
Brian just asked that he ordered on his phone and just wanted me to confirm that I had the right state. Yes, Pennsylvania is where it's going.
Okay. Yeah. Bottom line is Minelab is a great company. Yeah, I agree. Great company, and I'm sure all the new machines will be great. I really think that Minelab learned a lot of stuff, and they were listening to the community, about the coils, the coil tabs, a lot of different things, waterproofing. And that's one thing that I did notice about the new machines, and you can probably verify this right now, Dan. The head on that 900 is probably thicker than what the 800 had. Is that correct?
Well, I didn't bring an 800 in here, but it feels. I think it's got a little more to it, depth wise. I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
It feels a little more robust too. It's got a higher waterproof rating.
Yeah. 16 foot deep.
Yeah, or 5 meters for our metric fins up there in Canada, And just something worth mentioning. So, being a dealer, I am in the U.S. I can't ship metal detectors internationally. It's against the manufacturer's policies to sell to other countries. But shovels and certain other products I can ship. So you just have to contact me on shipping costs. It probably won't be cheap, especially if you buy a 40-inch shovel. That length of box is it's a big box and it's not cheap to ship. I think Casey will ship to Canada as well. So if I'm wrong on that, Casey, let me know.
I think we'd be in a lot better shape if that was the case, Woody. So let's see here. I think I put walnut port twice. So
yeah, that was on his address.
Okay.
I'll email him and just make sure I've got confirmed the right address.
And Casey said that he'll ship shovels anywhere in the world.
That's right. I think, was it a week or so ago, he told me he shipped one to, I think it was Thailand or somewhere.
Yeah. I know that I've been talking to somebody that's over in that Roman country. I can't think of the name of it right now. Anyway, I'd been talking to them about, they wanting more information about the Equinox 800 settings and stuff that they can use, because they're in pretty highly mineralized ground. And they have a lot of treasure in that. That's old country. I mean, we're talking thousands of years old that's been inhabited. And what they used to do is they would make rock into treasure vaults. And some of the rocks are in the shape of animals, of, whatever type of animal. You may have to be at a certain angle to pick up on that. But a lot of these, I pull them up on YouTube sometimes and watch some of these guys, but they'll go along and they'll find signs, indicating that this may be a spot for treasure. Then they'll take a metal detector, scan it, see if they can get a signal. If they get a signal, then that's when they come out with the chisels and stuff like that and start chiseling away the rock. Because that back in the old days, I guess they would take, kind of like how we do concrete now, and they would bury the treasure inside of the rock and then, put their plaster, concrete, whatever you want to call it, however they made it. And it really does look just like the rock. But, man, there's a lot of treasure. And so anyway, this guy, Yemen, that's where he's from, Yemen. He sent me, he's already found gold. He found a piece of broken gold. It was a strip, I don't know, looked like maybe about that long and probably about a strip about that wide. Looked like a piece of broken jewelry of some sort, maybe a bracelet or something, I don't know. But that was pretty neat. And he also found a couple of coins that were like probably dated back about 1,200 years. And so it's pretty interesting. He finds these things and then he sends me pictures, because I've been helping him with settings and what he can do to improve his hunt over there. So that's been a lot of fun. And he's invited me to go to Yemen, but that's kind of sketchy to head over to that part of the country, especially right now, I think. That would be fun, though. That'd be a fun hunt, hunting back thousands of years. So another thing is you've got that button back there too, right? Dan, there's a button where you can switch to audio, your speaker or your headphones, right? Is that on the 900?
Wait, run that by me again.
Okay, is there a button on the back of the Equinox, the 900, to switch from speakers to headphones?
No.
I know that it's on the Manicore.
Well, there's the Equinox 900.
I don't see it on there. Maybe it's just the Manicore that they did that with. Yeah, I better stay here for sure. I don't think I'm going to be. Whoops, I clicked the wrong one. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be heading over there.
So here's the back of the Manicore.
Yeah, there's a button back there somewhere that you can switch while you have your headphones connected. You can push a button on the back of the head there, and it'll go to speaker. So if you're on video, say you're doing a live stream or something, and you hear a signal and you want everybody else to hear it, you can push that button back there, and then the speaker, it'd be audible for whoever else is listening. So I kind of like that too. And everything's carbon fiber. So, I mean, yeah, they've made a lot of changes. That arm cuff is altogether different and fully adjustable and everything. I really like a lot of the changes that they made.
The arm cuff is a little different than the Manicore.
Is it?
Yeah, it looks like the Manicore is got kind of a polygon shape to it instead of just a curve, your regular round curve to it, and it looks like it has like a rubber textured inner liner possibly. I've had one in my hands before, but I can't remember exactly.
It's been Alan, the feature I'm talking about, I guess it's not on the 900, but the Manicore, I don't believe it unpairs your headphones, but I'm not sure how to explain it, but it allows you to switch back and forth. You don't have to repair your headphones by switching the button. I'm not sure how to refer to that really, but Ron says it looks like I took too much cold medicine. I do have a cold. As a matter of fact, Ben does too. He had a sore throat and chest congestion, head cold. I've got a head cold. But I'm still good looking. Shut up, Dan. So, 900. There you go. Kid says put the Manicore on your right arm and a 900 on the left, and there you go. You can swing your whole body just like this.
Yeah.
So
sounds good.
But anyway, all right. I want some people chatting in here. What do you guys got planned for Christmas? Tell me what you got going on for Christmas here.
I'm hoping Santa Claus will bring me some Manicores.
That would be nice. That would be awesome. Larry is the king of one-liners tonight.
Well, people didn't know they log in. They're getting a 2-for-1 special. They get metal detecting talk and comedy at the same time.
Oh, well, I can do the one-liners because I'm just not talented enough to do more than one line. So I think that's the reason.
Gotcha.
But anyway. All right, so a minimum of $10,000, but most go for $50K, $125K. What are we discussing here?
I don't know. Sounds like something I need to dig up, though.
50 to 125K. I'm not sure what he's referring to here. Let's see, Manicore, right on.
Were they talking about that gold and the stuff like you were mentioning earlier?
Yeah, the Mormon gold, somebody said.
I think so.
Mormon gold coins. I don't know. I just heard a gold story, and it's going to be something I may investigate this year. It was told to a friend of mine, a lifelong friend, that the guy that told him the story was actually dying of cancer. And he ended up burying some gold. And he told my friend exactly, well, not exactly, but in the area where he buried it. So, and the guy passed away now. So that gold is still there. And so my friend and mine and myself will probably spend a little time and see if we can locate that. We've got the general area where it's at. And if it all works out right, it's modern gold. It's the 0.999 bullion. So I'll take the gold any way I can get it. That'd be a lot of fun. That's something else too. I mean, people still do bury things. I mean, they still hide their treasures. It's not just old stuff. People hide stuff all the time, either from their spouses or you never know.
Hide it from the government.
That's a valid thing. That's a valid thing. So, but anyway, it's colder than heck. Stay home, eat good food, and dream about metal detecting. Yeah, that's my plan for Christmas too. We've got family coming over. We got my mother-in-law coming from Oregon, and then we have some family here in Idaho. They're going to be coming over Christmas Eve. They're going to stay the night, going to bring the grandkids and everything else, and we're going to eat until our stomachs are miserable and have a good time. Enjoy family.
Here's a picture, Larry, of the rack I made in my shop for shovels, and I thought this would be plenty big enough to hold all the shovels, but you can see there's a couple of colors I don't currently have right now: the blue, the orange, the red, and you don't see any of the red, white, and blue ones there. Now I've got mostly the black and gold, which is called Gold Rush, and the red, white, and blue is most of what I have. I still have this pink one and this purple one.
Well, that's because you won't let go of it.
Well, that's the one I sleep with at night. What are you talking about?
Let's see. So Dirt Clawed Metal Detecting says, my dad told me about someone who buried a can of silver coins 100 years ago on land nearby. He looked for it once, but the owners of that property are not good at this time. So, meaning they're not allowing somebody to go and look? Is that what you mean, or they're not healthy? I like that color right there. I like that black and red. That looks sharp.
So the order I put in today with Casey is the exact opposite of this. It's black handle with a red spade. I think I need to double check that.
Hey, but, does he have a picture up about that green one? I don't know what that color is called, but he posted something.
Yeah, there's a green one that it's like crazy. We need to ask Casey for sure if he has more than one green, because he's got so many options. I have a hard time keeping up. But let me see if I can find one.
Dan?
Here we go. This might be what you're talking about.
That's the one. Hey, Dan,
Yep.
Piper Warrior said that he just purchased the shovel, but
Uh-huh.
it took a lot for the payment to go through. Also, he is a vet. Is there a discount?
It took a lot for the payment to go through. Just like a lot of time or something, or I'm wondering if there's a couple of options at checkout, either PayPal Express or just is the standard if you want to, just pay with a regular credit card or whatever. So I'm not sure what he's talking about there. I do a veteran discount on almost everything I sell, regardless of if it's a discount program that manufacturers do with dealers, like Minelab and Garrett has on detectors, and their discounts are detectors only. I do a veteran discount on almost every item. The exceptions are shovels and beach scoops. The reason is the cost of shipping on these things, and the fact I have to buy, boxes for these things. Boxes aren't, 75 cents like they should be. They're up there in price. You'd be surprised what a 42-inch box can cost these days. So sorry to say I don't do a veteran discount on the shovels. I wish I could, but anything else, if you need, contact me. And the veteran discounts have to be done manually. If I set it up on the website, people are going to try to take advantage of that. They're going to try to get a veteran discount without being a veteran, and so on and so forth. And there's certain manufacturer restrictions on how we can handle discounts. So contact me either by phone call, email, and I'll do the veteran discounts on pretty much everything else.
So Casey's wanting to know, what is your military discount?
On Minelab and Garrett detectors, it's 15%, one detector per year. Garrett has they limit that to where it's got to be their higher price point machines. It's got to be an Ace Apex or higher. Minelab, it's almost all their detectors, with the exception, I think, of their Profine, or I'm sorry, the Go Find series. So your Vanquish, your Equinox, your Manicore and up all qualify for a veteran discount, and that's 15%. All the other items, where I can, veteran discount is almost always 10%. And there's a lot of stuff I just can't advertise that discount due to manufacturer policies.
Casey says all stolen valor is reported to Don Shipley.
Yep, unfortunately, there's a lot of that going on, and if you qualify for the veteran discount, great. But if it's your brother's second cousin twice removed from a former marriage that was a veteran, that doesn't qualify. But if you're, let's say you're an individual and you're buying for a veteran, a lot of times I can do something there too. I handle that on a case by case because, unfortunately, there's not a lot of, not everybody out there is honest anymore.
Unfortunately, we were hearing stories from people that were saying that a lot of dealers were not honoring veteran discounts for the new detectors. It was the Manicore, I think it was.
Yep.
And that's a shame. That's not right.
No, it's not. It's sad that that they wouldn't do that, but that's not me. I've got several on my list. In fact, Alan, I'm not sure if he's still on here or not. Alan's a veteran. He's second guy on my list, and he's getting a veteran discount. I would never not offer that if, the only exceptions, like I said, is usually shovels and beach scoops, just because after everything involved, there's, shipping and everything else, there's just, very little left there.
Jay. Jay says, if I divorce my wife, is she still my sister?
I guess maybe that depends on what state you live in.
Oh man. Oh man. But,
There's your shovel, Larry.
oh boy. Yeah. Just my style. Oh. But anyway, you guys, well, we've been on here about 2 hours and 15 minutes now. So anyway, it's been fun chatting with you guys. And I'd hang out here all night long, but I don't know. I just, I don't know. If you guys have any questions or anything, and feel free to pipe up here and see what we can answer for you. So anyway, but yeah, we'll be getting some videos out here pretty soon on some of the new stuff. I'm looking forward to it. So, and you guys can, go over to, let me just put them up here. Let's see here. Go over to my Facebook group, Sodbusters Metal Detecting on Facebook. And you guys can put suggestions in there for me if there's a certain video that you'll be looking for that you would like to see on, the older Equinox or the newer machines coming out. Obviously, I won't be putting out videos about machines that I don't have my hands on, because I don't like to speculate stuff. But
somebody asked, what's the website for the shovels? You got a couple of options, ExcaliburShovels.com, or you can go to my website, outlawmetaldetectors.com.
Oh, we just lost Dan for some reason. Everything just looks better now. I mean, see, Dan can't hear me right now, but if you tell him, I'll be in trouble. Oh, don't tell him I said that. I don't hear you, Dan. You got to add here. I'll add you. There, I added you.
What you said?
What I say?
I clicked the wrong button. Shame on me. That was weird.
Alan wants a video on a Larry Dan wrestling event.
Well,
hey, he's the one with the pink shovel, and I ain't wrestling nobody like that.
Maybe WWE style wrestling, but if Alan's wanting us to mud wrestle or oil wrestle, that ain't gonna happen. And if that's what he's wanting, then Alan needs professional therapy.
Yeah, this channel is G rated. Oh, okay. So there's outlawmetaldetectors.com, and the homeowner. I gotta see what this comment here. Well, where'd it go? Okay. Casey says the homeowner tilled the bag of gold coins up. A year later, he cleaned them up out of the area pretty good. Later on, he reluctantly allowed my friend to detect, and my friend found 6. One was a rare. Wow. I'd love to find a gold coin. Any kind of gold coin. So Ryan says that he's going to be ordering a shovel soon. And so, thanks for guys. Have a Christmas. Okay, Woody says, thanks guys. Have a great Christmas, and may all your finds be golden. You too, Woody, and sure appreciate you joining us on the stream tonight. So Albert Drew says, I have a lot of open fields near me. Where can I look to see what was there before? Maybe old houses. You might try a BLM. Well, it's hard to say if BLM would have it or not. It depends. They may try the BLM website. Trying to think where else might be a good one. I'll have to get back with you on that, Albert. I'll try to send you some information here pretty soon, and see if I can give you some information on where to look for that. Piper Warrior. I haven't done any, like, as far as group classes. I haven't done any of that here, mainly because I don't think there'd be a lot of interest just in this area where I'm located right here. We don't have as many detectorists. We have a few around, but that are more seasoned. They're not really a new detectorist. But yeah, it's that's not something I've done. I have given instruction to, people here and there, as I meet them, helped them out with settings and stuff like on the Equinox. And I've done, back and forth chat over the internet, helping people out and stuff like that, but no group classes. But yeah, Gaia GPS is a good one too, Albert. The Gaia, that's a paid app. I think they do have a free version though. I'm not sure how good the free version of Gaia is. I'm not the best when it comes to the online maps. I do better myself on a physical old style map. Of course, I'm old style, so.
Someone asked if I got their order. I lost the post. It's somewhere in here. Oh, there it is. Piper. Yeah, I got that order. I sold the last one of that exact model today. I actually sold two at the same time. But I will get that order in right away. And I think sounds like we're going to have Casey pretty busy making shovels.
Yeah. Well, Casey, you're going to have to skip Christmas. You're going to be out there welding all day.
Yep. Burning that midnight oil. Daryl just says to put Alan first on the list because Daryl is first on the list for my Manicore when it comes in. He said to put Alan first on the list and put him second. No veteran should come second over a person who didn't serve. Merry Christmas, Alan.
Wow, what an honor.
Daryl, that's your decision, not mine. You're first on the list. But if that's what you want to do, then I don't have a problem with it. I'll leave that up to Alan.
Okay. Wow. Digging Daryl, that's awesome.
It is.
Way to honor your veterans. Thank you. That's awesome. That's really neat.
Yeah, like Alan said, hope at least two come in on the first batch and get both of them guys happy. Alan's local here, and Daryl's just one of the next states over up in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just hoping I get those soon because it's crazy that kind of crazy they didn't have more ready before they announced them and everything. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Good deal. All right. Dan, you got anything else?
I got.
We can stay on here, you guys. I mean, I think about 4 or 5 shovels just sold in the last hour or half hour.
At least 3. We got Ron bought one, Brian bought one. What was that username?
Piper
Yeah, so
or
that's
Pfeiffer. Yeah.
3. I have to look at my email list and see what's popping in, and it wouldn't surprise me if Casey's inbox is filling up with orders too. They are. I tell you, you're not going to regret it. I guarantee that.
No. Nope. It's high quality. Oh. The only thing that you may have to worry about with this shovel is somebody else stealing it.
Right? Yeah.
Keep
Don't
an
let
eye on it.
use
Tie it. Hook a chain to your waist or something and keep it close.
I had a customer in, I think he's in Connecticut, if I remember right, and he ordered I think it was an Equinox 800, a pinpointer, a shovel, a hand digger, the whole package. And he was just tickled to death when he got it. He just retired. He's having a blast. And he called me up and he said, Dan, I got a problem. I was like, okay, what can I help you with? He said, my daughter-in-law got her hands on my shovel and doesn't look like I'm getting it back. And she's into gardening and everything. And she was in town for a visit, picked up his shovel. She's like, wow. She said, where did you get this? And he told her, and he said she just fell for it so much. He said, well, she might have tried to sneak away with it anyway, so I just decided to give it to her. He said, I need another shovel. So I said,
Yep.
okay, not a problem.
You bet. You bet. So Ron says he still wants to hear iron on the 900. Do you have a piece of iron handy?
I got that metal plate in my head.
That might work.
I'm just here in the office.
But if you metal detect your head, I think that'll give off a dull signal.
I've got yeah. Well, yours is going to pick up nothing, right? Just no display at all.
Hey, I keep my thoughts private. So
I've got an old torque wrench laying here that's good size iron. So I'm not sure what kind of iron he had in mind.
Lewis, the difference are going to be kind of like what you see on the 6 and the 800. There's not going to be quite as many settings on the 700 as there will be the 900. I think there's 3 single frequencies. I think it's 3 single frequencies on the 700, where the 900, I'll have to look. I've got to look at the specs again, but I think it's like 5 or something, like 5 single frequencies on the other, maybe more. I'm not sure. Your iron bias settings, I think, are different on the 2. You don't have as much of a range in your settings, so you can more optimize the 900 than you would be the 700.
That's a torque wrench I'm holding up there, Ron.
So that's got stainless and all kinds of stuff in it.
Yeah, it's not the best test, but it's what I had laying here next to me. Let's see.
When I get a hold of it, I'll run some tests and stuff on iron and do some side by side.
Well, this isn't a fair one. This has got a lot of aluminum in it. I just realized that handle's aluminum. No, I should have dug around and had some targets ready.
The VDI range is going to be to 99 on both of those machines, rather than the 6 and the 800 was 40 on the VDI. The 7 and 9 will be 99 plus 99. So He said swing a nail. Key date kid, Dan can't swing a nail right now because he just got a manicure and they're still drying. His nails are drying still. So.
Yeah, I don't have a nail laying next to me. I'm in my office, not out in my shop.
So the build quality on the 900 actually looks to be beefier.
Yeah,
it's more sturdy. The head is actually thicker, and from what I understand, that was done for waterproofing, because this machine goes down to 16-foot deep, waterproof to 16-foot deep, where the Equinox was 10 foot.
This is a steel paper clip, Larry.
And there's nothing.
Nothing. I get just a tiny bit of a squawk that I'm not even sure you guys can hear.
And is that just a factory setting? You haven't done anything to it?
All I've done is turn the sensitivity down so it's not blowing us out. I like touched the coil with it.
Okay, so it's discriminating a paper clip, but that's
not the best test, but it's what I have laying around.
So
here's some mystery steel. I bet this is stainless.
What's that?
So this is some mystery steel. It's just basically a putty knife.
Okay.
I use it to pop stuff off the 3D printer.
So Peter Lauder says, got here late, dang it. Just got me a Knox 800 after using the AT Pro for a year. Great machine. Thanks for the great tutorials. You are welcome. And Peter, feel free to find me on Sodbusters Metal Detecting Facebook group too. If you have any questions, you can get a hold of me easily right there, and I can help you out if you have any questions you need help with about the 800. So okay, yeah, the shafts are round, better to compact the detector. Yep. And what's that?
That's kind of bouncing around, but you look at the size and the shape, and the weirdness of this is why.
What is that?
That is a bolt-in tie-down clamp for like a trailer or the bed of a pickup.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, I just got random weird stuff laying around here. Nothing for a good metal detecting test. But it's because I'm in the office, not in the shop.
Brian wants to know if you have a gold tooth in your mouth that you could swing the coil in front of your mouth.
No, if I did, Larry might, try to, pry it out of my mouth or something.
Yep. I'd be looking for a screwdriver, pair of pliers. So, but that's what I was looking for. Okay. Yeah, and we'll do some more tests, Ron. Test it out, do some side-by-side stuff, and figure out how that all works. The separation and everything. The separation is supposed to be fast, better separation, faster processing, and everything else. So we'll put it to the test and see what we can create for scenarios until we can actually get out there and dig some holes. So I'm chomping at the bit. I've got cabin fever already. Here we've got, well, what was it, 3 degrees, I said? Just a little bit ago? No, 4 degrees. So right now, it's cooling down. We're at 2 degrees now. We're supposed to get sub-zero temperatures tonight, so anyway. So Casey said he's got a gold tooth and he'd totally swing the detector in his face. It hits 9 to 10 on the Knox. He's already done it. That's funny. Oh, Alan says maybe put a metal detector, metal object near Larry's right ear and swing the detector near his left ear and see if it picks up. I think it would go through because there's not much in between. So
not a bunch of dense mineralized stuff, huh?
that's right. That's right. But anyway,
Looking around, see if I got some better iron, but
yeah. You know, here most of us detectorists try to stay away. We're trying to get rid of the iron. Dan's over here looking for iron. You see that?
well, Ron asked me to, so I'm trying to do what I can.
I'm over here looking for iron. I don't know why. You got the machine over there.
I don't think it'll pick up through the camera, Larry.
Yeah, I know it. But anyway, all right, you guys. Well, shoot. Always have fun getting together with you guys on these live streams, even if we don't have much to talk about right now. It's always fun to get together and just kind of chat with you. This is our wintertime campfire. So one of these days, maybe get to meet some of you face to face at an event or something like that. But it'll be a lot of fun. So, all right, you guys. Well, we've been on here for 2.5 hours, a little over. So I'm gonna let you have your night back here, and I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. And as soon as Christmas is over with and everything, we'll get us going on another live stream and see how everybody's Christmas went and see if you got new detectors under the tree and who knows what you guys got. But as always, if you guys need metal detecting equipment, get a hold of Dan at Outlaw Metal Detectors. And feel free to join the Sodbusters Metal Detecting Facebook group. And I can answer questions there really a lot easier than I can on YouTube and stuff. So, but I would appreciate it if you're not subscribed on YouTube, if you would go and subscribe there. I've got a lot of Equinox 800 tutorials on there if you're an Equinox guy or gal. And I will be coming up with a lot more videos on these new machines, you guys. So you're going to want to subscribe and stay tuned there. But anyway, I want to thank all you guys for being here and spending time with us. We appreciate it. And Dan, thank you for showing us that machine.
Sure. Sorry I didn't have more stuff to show with it, but it's so new I haven't even got to swing it over the ground yet.
Gary, you got a hat, got your hat. Good deal. All right. You bet. I'm glad you got that. You're welcome. Thank you both. Great fun. Merry Christmas. No rush on the shovel. So, but Dan or Rye Patch Ron says no rush on the shovel.
Yeah, a little cold where he's at. So
yeah.
I want to say thanks to everybody too for being here. Merry Christmas, and take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I hope to see you on the next one.
You bet. You bet. Well, Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank a vet, and we will talk to you soon, you guys. And God bless all of you.
Yeah, everybody have a good night.